Hey guys, welcome back to Passive Money. My name is Alex. That's Kirby. Uh, Today we're going to be talking about stocks that we're looking at heading into 2023. With that being said, we're not telling you guys to buy these stocks, but this is what's on our list. And with that, Kirby, what do you have on your list?
Uh, what I have on my list, and again, like you said, this is just what we're doing. We're not giving no buy recommendations, no financial advice, and things like that. Again, this channel is all about passive income, about financial security and things of that nature. But first on my list, I'm just gonna look at sectors. I mean, I might drop a couple stock names just in that sector, but that's where I'm going at with my first one, and then once I send it back to you, then I come back with another one. But my first sector I want to look at is banking, the banking sector. I know everybody's hearing the hoopla potential recession. If you following anybody else on YouTube or anything like that, or if you follow the stock market more than a day, you've heard that pending recession. Pending recession. I'm just looking at a couple of things. One thing I know is bills still gonna be due no matter recession or not. I know that people are still gonna borrow money to keep up with the Joneses, and that's not a small part. That's a large part of people. There's people that have debt obligations, so far as mortgages, car loans, personal loans, and things like that. And then also the net interest margin. The money that banks make on an overnight lending rate, uh, and with the Fed raising these rates extremely high, especially on the short-term borrowing rate, the money that some of these banks have on a balance sheet, cash they have on a balance sheet, they're going to literally print money just by borrowing capital or loaning out capital in the overnight lending market or the short-term lending market. So my first sector would be banks. Of course, we know there'll be some delinquencies in there, uh, but this is nowhere near financial crisis as issues. I mean, they do stress tests every year. They might tighten up on the lending process and stuff like that. But with the assets they already have under management, with the debt obligation people already have to some of these financial institutions, and that margin between the money people deposit and the money that they make off of, putting in short-term treasuries or overnight lending. I think it's going to be a great sector to hide in during a potential recession, but also it will go up when the economy starts back to going on rapid fire. But some of the big guys out there, like the Bank of America, J.P. Morgan. I believe J.P. Morgan got like $1.2 trillion in deposits. So just imagine how much money they're making off the overnight lending rate and the Fed funds rate, how much money they're making off of that. But I mean, I know Apple and stuff start getting into the banking space, but no, I'm talking about guys that's 100% focused on financials. Bank of America, J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, things of that nature. Big money center places. I mean, if you want to go more risky, Morgan Stanley, something like that. And then if you want to spec play that's playing on a student loan moratorium about to be relieved at the start of the next year, something like SoFi. So that's where I'm first place I'm looking at, and is in the financial sector.
Okay.
So what you got?
I mean, stocks that I'm looking at, I mean, I guess the biggest one that I want to take advantage of right now, other than uh, SoFi, is the SPY in general. I mean, the S&P 500 is down. I think from its what is it from its all-time high, it's down over 20%. Right.
Yep, about 23. Yep, about 23% right now.
Yeah, and I definitely want to buy as much as that as I can before it goes back up. Um, but that would be like the market as a whole. But that
Yeah.
is definitely one. SoFi as well. SoFi is not very much so as like traditional banking, but they do fall into that fintech category. Um, and I'm buying them while they're low for the long term as well.
Yeah, and that's why I just call it a speculative play on the financial sector with the SPY. But going S&P 500, I'm glad you said that, because S&P 500, I mean, you're gonna have everybody talking about individual stocks, left, right, this, that. But S&P 500, it takes a lot of the stress out of the game. It takes a lot a lot of research out of the game. Most mom and pop people that don't have the time, energy, resources, or knowledge to research individual stocks, that's where they need to be. So like me, financial is about 15% of the S&P 500. S&P 500 is the 500 biggest companies in the US. And unless a nuclear war happened and we all gonna die, those companies will be better in the future than they are now. And then if it is a nuclear event to happen and we all die, then what do it matter? We all going anyway, right? But taking advantage there, I like that, and it takes a lot of the guesswork and a lot of pouring over financial statements and all that. That's a one-stop shop, dollar cost average way to get a little bit into every sector, and and that gives you that quote unquote diversification that everybody always screaming about. I mean, you're in 11 sectors. 11 sectors if you just invest in the SP 500, you're in financial, you're in automotive, you're in housing, you're in tech, because a couple of the biggest tech companies are in the SP 500, the Apples, the Googles, the Amazons, the Teslas, and stuff like that. So I love that move, just to keep it simple, keep it what they call it, kids, keep it simple, stupid. Just invest there, keep plowing money there, dollar cost averaging. The more it go down, the more you invest. And then on the flip side of this thing, you'll be sitting there on the right side of history, when it all turns around.
Right, right, right.
Another one for me, and then when I going back to my financial sector play, of course, credit cards goes in there also. I should have mentioned that. The American Express, Visa, Mastercard, those go into that financial sector, but they're also in the S&P 500. So again, going the S&P 500 route is the best route. But a couple of things that I think are at extreme discounts. I mean, besides the ones in the financial sector that came down heavily over the past 6 to 8 months, um, the Apples of the world, a lot of the big tech space is very undervalued. Nike just had terrible earnings, and it dropped. I took advantage of that right there. But of course, the ones that I'm talking about, and notice the ones I'm talking about, all pay dividends too. So on top of keep investing the dollar cost average of the dividends to keep going in. But other things that I think that's at a deep discount, Disney, they having their troubles now, but I think Disney is at a deep discount. QE, I think QE is starting to become I don't want to say the Amazon of pet stuff, but I see Chewy people. I didn't know this before, but people put a lot of money into their pets. They put a lot, and they spend a lot. I mean, I know people that spend more money on their pets than I spend on my kid. It's insane, and that's a big business and e-commerce space. So I like Chewy down here, and of course, building a position. Not saying that it's going to go up now, but I think the future, we heading staying in the direction that we've been going over the past, 40 years when it comes to taking care of pets. It's insane.
Yeah, I agree. I do know some people that spend a lot of money on their pets.
Yeah. So yeah, well, and that's just a quick rundown, really, of what we're looking at. Just deep discount value. Financials seem like their balance sheet is in the best situations. The tech space is good, but they're gonna get hurt real bad because they price to earning multiples are very high, so they're gonna come down more than they are now. When the S&P 500, when it get down to about 15 times sales, the SPY get down to 15 times earnings. I said sales, but 15 times the earnings for the SPY as a whole, I think that'll be a tremendous value opportunity. But anything under 18 for me is a screaming buy for the S&P 500 over the long term. But 14 may be the bottom. But don't know, but it don't matter because you're just gonna keep investing in that space, in that realm there. Uh, you got anything else on this?
Nope, nope, not
Oh, okay.
just keeping it simple with my stock list this year. So,
Yeah, yeah, just keeping it simple. All right, guys. With all that being said, tell me what you're looking at in the comment section, what you're looking at for 2023. If you're going to do individual stocks or whatever. Just like to hear what people looking at and things like that. Maybe you got the next unicorn that I don't know about. But yeah, just keep us updated. Please like and subscribe, share this channel. But remember, it doesn't have to be complex to invest. Just keep it very simple and you will be rewarded. Again, it's not about getting rich quick, it's about getting rich for sure. Have a good one.